All right, guys. I've tried to make this video 3 times now, and I don't remember what I talked about in the rest of them. I just kind of ramble as I go. But two card shows this past weekend: the Bay Area Card Show, which is Clearwater, and the KK Sports Card, which is St. Petersburg. They are roughly a mile apart from each other. If you watched that video I put out yesterday, it's basically showing the cards from there. I didn't pick anything up. I'm not targeting anything. Even for the national, which is coming up, I'm going. I'm rooming with Flipping Steve. I believe I'm going to be on the live stream with Dustin Neo and Steve this upcoming week as the precursor to the national. Um, I don't know how I'm going to get content out specifically during the national. Obviously, I'll get some out. I don't know if it'll be at the end of the night. I don't know if I'm going to try to go live directly when something stupid's going on. I don't know if I'm just going to throw a bunch of pieces out there nonstop and do shorts maybe. I don't really know. I'm going to try different things, so just pay attention to the channel and we'll see how that goes. I don't have a super big, fan base. I guess not fan base, but followers, for instance. So like I don't feel the need. My Instagram is my personal Instagram. My Facebook, my personal Facebook, it has nothing to do with my channel. And I don't know if I want to branch out and start my own at least Instagram for the channel, just to direct people to very specific little poppy short things. If I choose to try to grow the channel, I really would like to do some more fishing stuff, which I don't take the time to do because when I go fishing, it's either for short micro spurts, 10, 15 minutes because I'm trying to pick a tide apart or a location, or I'm going for 4 to 6 hours and I don't want to spend my entire time trying to record stuff. So it's just one of those things that I got to try and find a fine medium piece in the middle and go with it. And I may do that later this year, beginning of next year. Really focus at least on the fishing side. Maybe break the channel off into two pieces. I don't know. I don't know if that would even bother y'all if y'all saw fishing stuff mixed in with card stuff. Let me know in the comments if you would even care, or you would just basically like, I don't care about fishing. I'm not going to watch it. Then again, you might see the fishing video and go, oh, I want to see what happened, because that's kind of how all these videos work these days. Is how's it going to happen? But one of the things we can talk about real quick too is Fanatics taking over the hobby still with the whole Fanatics Live. I want to do the live or the new events that are pretty much, I guess, going to be like the National but different. Listen, there's nothing stopping them at this point. So let's bring it on. At worst, we could tell them that it sucks and we hate it. That's the worst that can happen, realistically. Because at the end of the day, if they start losing money and they're not making money, how long would they stay in the hobby at that level? And I'm assuming they have a 5 year window to start with. It might do a 2, 5, and then a 10 based on projected time frame. Obviously, they have the licenses. Once the licenses are up, I would assume at that point they would feel like, are we going to keep this and keep moving with it, take parts of it and keep growing it, or are we just going to kind of deviate from it, steer off, and maybe let Tops, Upper Deck, Panini, whoever buy everything back, and then go about their way on a new venture. And that's possible too. I think we're looking so short sighted on a term for Fanatics that we're not still seeing the big picture. They jumped ahead of everybody else years in advance. I don't see that happening again. I now see these other companies that are probably going to be like, hey, the license is up at this point. Would you be interested in signing a deal right now? If they're smart, they're going to do it. If they want to stay in the hobby. If they don't, and it's jump ship time, new regime, different story. Game changing at that point for everybody. But I see a lot of stuff that has potentially good outcomes, potentially good chases. But again, if we see this blown out product that is just so mundane at this point that the base rookie card has become completely worthless for the majority of people, because if it's not shiny or numbered or autographed and numbered, like it straight up gets thrown into the dollar bin or less, for cards that should probably be $5 or $10 a piece. So it's just one of those things that you're not gonna see like you see the Mike Trout rookie being as expensive as it is or has gotten for any ultra modern or modern player anymore. It's just not going to happen. Shohei is going to be your best and closest, and he has so many different rookies and different versions of rookies that those cards probably 20, 30 bucks max. Graded out 125, 150 as tens for a base is basically what you're going to see. But you're not going to see $1,000+ base card PSA 10 at any given point from a regular standalone, you know, product that like the flagship stuff. It's just not going to happen moving forward. That's over with. It's hits now, baby, and it's just the way it is. If you don't like it, start collecting old stuff again. That's the best way to do it. That's how probably everybody ends up in vintage. And kind of like, oh, this stuff's stupid. It's stupid 87 tops. Buy it all day long. You know, Screw Mark McGuire. I'm going back. I'm buying Mickey Mantle. It's just, I feel like it doesn't matter which decade you go to. Each decade or 2 decades go backwards at some point because they always get upset at the new stuff. I still think the golden age of my lifetime is going to be those 90s inserts and 90s, early 2000s stuff. Um, that stuff's so hard to find. It's hard to find in good condition. It's hard to find any sealed product of it. Like it's not out there. I look for stuff, and if it is so expensive, it will never be opened. And at that point, they'll all just stick together, and every card in there will be ruined because you would rather wait until you can sell it because you're not brave enough to break it yourself, and the value is in the chase. I tell you, man, at some point, a lot of this stuff we just need to open it. Stuff inside isn't going to be worth anything other than just being able to say it's a full box. You're not going to open it. So at that point, you're literally ruining the cards. You're throwing it away. At some point, we need to have some type of initiative that says we're going to open this. Even if it's group breaks, I'm fine with that. Perfect example. Let's open all this stuff up. But it's got to be reasonably priced. At the end of the day, there has to be some way to break this out to where the money can still be made to pay for the box, make your little extra, but still get that product ripped open. All Fleer metal should be open. There should not be a sealed box of Fleer metal with a PMG in it from the mid 90s. It should not exist, okay, at all. And they're still out there. They're thousands of dollars because you can pull cards worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, million. If you can hit the right PMG grain. So at the end of the day, we got to figure out how to rip this product. Now I got sealed product at my house too. Uh, Nothing like that. There's a couple things I do want to rip, but it's almost like having a nice bottle of wine. You kind of want to save it for a good occasion, or maybe when you feel like crap and you want to do something to kind of liven yourself up. At the end of the day, I just recently bought a Topps Lineage box from 2011, and it comes with 2 autographs and 1 relic card guaranteed per box. Now, obviously, we know how stuff like that works, but 2 autographs and a relic card out of 2011's Topps Lineage. And the highlights are Hank Aaron autos, Ted Williams autos, game used bat Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, players like that. Top end stuff that now if you find it in a box, half the time it's numbered to 5 to 10. It's a 1 of 1. So just for the $150 for that box, that's a great opportunity for me to go and open some stuff up. There's numbered cards as well, rare short prints. I think Freddie Freeman's the main like autograph rookie type card you're looking for out of there, something like that. So again, there's so much older product that's so much better than what we have today that you can go backwards and find. And I think buying a lot of singles is another one that's great. I really think, and probably should do some videos on this, but the Fleer metal, I'm telling you, in the 90s, the best sets created, most dynamic visually, fun to collect. You just look at it and you go, damn, that's a cool card. Why? Because it's art. And that's why all these guys that are doing these custom cards are getting so big and they make so much money from doing it. They really do make good money. That's why a lot of them don't spend the time to show you how well they do. Look what Kurt Card Care does. He's not reinventing the wheel. He's just showing you if you take time and you're going to put the effort in, there is a way to recorrect a problem on a card. And I know some people are like, that's altering the card. Now listen, the card came out of the pack altered. Why can't I re-alter it? If I can do it without damaging the card, painting it, replacing something, and all I'm doing is taking what's already there and turning it back into its normal form because I know how to manipulate air condensation and pressure, I mean, why not? You can pull the dent out of your car by walking up and doing it to sell it for more money. Is that okay? Or is it, oh, you pulled the dent out of the car, it had a dent in it. No, you messed it up now. No. Okay, let's be real, guys. No. I understand there's all this other stuff. I don't know how a single card can grade a PSA 10 from anything past like 1970. They don't cut cards the same way. For you to get a perfectly cut, square shaped, never touched card that's going to grade a 10 with today's standards, no. And that's why so many people don't want to grade old cards anymore. You know, I want my Joe Montana to grade. I think no worse than a 9. And I think this is a really good chance at a 10. But the way they grade cards today, I don't think that they would give it a 10 even if it was a 10. And I feel it's a 10 because I've taken it, set it next to a PSA 10 at a show, and looked at it. And mine was better than the 10. But they're not going to see it that way because they don't grade those cards that way anymore. And it's disappointing. You know, I think the most frustrating thing with PSA is because it holds the highest resale value. It's the most frustrating thing. It's not the best company. We all know that. Nobody will deny that. Not the best company, but you know what? They have the best attribute. You know that their best superpower is resale. You know what? That's the only one we want, baby. So it's just the way it is right now. Carlos, hold your ears. All right, good, good. So I entered a tag drop, and I'm going to be submitting 5 cards to tag because I like what tag does, and I think that what they're doing is the future of the hobby. Whether or not they become the company that emerges at the end, I don't know. They don't grade enough cards quick enough, and their scaling needs to happen for it to really work. But they have a fantastic holder. It looks fantastic. I love too much data. We all complain about why did you do this? Oh, now it's too much. Listen, you're gonna get what you're gonna get. You're gonna like it or not, and you don't have to like it. That's fine. You know, at the end of the day, I just want something nice. If I'm paying for something, I want to get something in return and feel like I got my money's worth, even if my card doesn't grade as well. And I think right now with Tag, that's something that's going to happen. The recent show here in Clearwater, C3 Grading was doing one free card graded through them for free, and I just pick it up at the next show. So I submitted it. I love the horizontal case, the way they did it. All they did was take the top tag and turn it. That's all they did. But nobody else could figure that out. HGA made a whole new slab for it when you didn't even have to. So I know C3 grading's new, and you're going to like the resale value, blah blah blah. But if you go look at certain cards right now that's been graded by C3 grading and PSA, go look at the price difference. It really isn't anything. I can't explain it. I'm not going to, and it's not for every card, obviously. But it's how it ended up happening. I can't explain that. So at the end of the day, I'm going to give them a chance to grade a card. I love the horizontal case. Nobody else does it other than HGA, and I like just the way it looks. So I'm going to do it. If they're going to give me a free card to grade, I'm going to do it. The last show they graded 2 cards for free. So it's just why not, guys? I mean, the guy that's running it's a good guy from what I know. I've met him a few times now. He's busting his butt. He's just a guy that used to run not a plumbing, like an HVAC company. I give him my feedback, and he listens, and he's taking stuff under consideration. He understands he can't scale to 1 million cards in a month. He goes, I can't do that. His realistic goal is to slowly grow. And the one thing we're looking for out of any company that we deal with is feedback, communication, the willingness to accept feedback and change, and or make something better, and work towards the consumer. And I feel like a lot of these companies got so big and stuck up their own butt, they just forgot that screw the consumer, I'm in charge, and you're going to do things my way. And that's how I feel that PSA is. I feel like Beckett got that way. Beckett did a bunch of other things. That's the best. If you wanted to buy a company and become quickly number 2 again, somebody buy Beckett. Somebody come into Beckett that knows what the hell they're actually doing, because the last few guys don't. And You got to wow the hobby. You got to do stuff that you don't think you can do, and you got to shoot for the moon. And they're not doing it. And it's sad because they have the best ability and possibilities in order to really retake and rehold of that possible highest selling graded card thing. And that's kind of why anything in the BGS slab, if you don't feel like you have to crack it to resubmit it and hold it, may not be a bad idea because in the future, if that gets viable again, then all of a sudden the world thinks their cards in that case is worth more all of a sudden for some reason, when nothing actually changed inside the case. So I don't know, guys. A little rain, pouring down rain here in Tampa. Hope y'all are doing well and like the video, like, subscribe, leave a comment. I hope to get a lot more content out, even leading up to the national, and just trying to have a good time, guys. See you.